How about a little horror story to disturb your sleep? We finally arrived at the synagogue, or what used to be the Synagogue of Cluj. If you walked the streets by night, especially on Holy Night, you could hear the voices of the dead praying inside, and believe me, you didn't want to disturb their peace. The sexton that wanted to enter the building in the morning was supposed to knock with the key of the door 7 times, and only when the echo of the last key was heard could he enter the holy grounds. One sexton, named Hirsch, who out of mere morning sleepiness, happened to forget this small but significant detail. As soon as he stepped through the door, a cold breeze extinguished his lamp, but he didn't remain in the dark because there was a light coming from inside. What he saw terrified him. The synagogue was full, down to its last seat with parishioners, all dressed in mortuary long-sleeved shirts, just like the Jews wear on holy days. All of them praying in silence. Hirsch was panicking. He kept telling himself that he forgot to knock. Why did he forget to knock? What's gonna happen to him? Looking around, he mostly saw unknown faces with long white beards, but in the place of the priest, there was a familiar figure. It was the father of the actual rabbi that held the ceremonies. The rabbi that Sexton himself grieved at his funeral. Next to him was the cantor going to the ark where the holy books were stored. You could hear a barely perceptible song in the background. Out of servitude, Hirsch wanted to give the cantor the key to the ark, which he kept in his pockets. But he remained still, and the ark opened by itself. The cantor took the oldest worn-out Torah and placed it on the altar. One by one, the believers got up from their seats, called by the rabbi, and started reading fragments from the book. The third name was called, and the sexton froze up. It was the name of his long-deceased father, staying in the front row where distinguished believers usually sit. Hirsch couldn't contain himself anymore. He ran up to his father, got on his knees, and almost begged for the hand that reminded him of childhood, at which point 2 cold hands touched his forehead, like the old Jews did to bless their children. Hirsch was found the next morning by believers. He had lost his consciousness. After he awakened, he revealed everything to the rabbi and eventually moved to another community to continue being a sexton there, and the believers remembered this story and remembered to knock every time before the morning prayers. This story surely gave shivers down my spine. I don't think I want to stay here any longer. If you like it, you can film yourself, but remember to knock first if you want to enter. We've almost arrived at the end of our journey. The last location is a place very dear to me. Shall we go, my good sir or madam?